Mao pay nga takna mga kabugtuan ko kan Kristo. Ako, Sister Jude, and Daughters of St. Paul, Missionary Sisters of the Mass Media. Welcome liwat ha aton programa ang binhi. Ang padi mahatag ha aton pamalandong yana amo hi Father Andy Enting, usa ka padi ha Pious Society of St. Paul.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus went into the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked the disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" They answered, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter said in reply, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Jesus said to him in reply, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. And I say to you, you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the netherworld shall not prevail against them." The Gospel of the Lord. Mahupay nga takna ha inyo nga tanan mga kabugtuan ko kang Kristo. Today we celebrate the conversion of St. Paul. As Benedict XVI has proclaimed that this is the year of St. Paul from June 2008 to 2009 in celebration of his 2000th birthday, and today we could say that this is indeed a year for each one of us. We could see that today we could be able to remember that in this celebration of St. Paul, this conversion of St. Paul, this is the beginning of his life. He was born, he was trained as a Pharisee, and he was zealous to be a Pharisee. He went around trying to convert people, talk about the Torah. But today, in this conversion, he experienced Christ in his life. And it was because of that experience that led him to be able really to have a different goal. Kung sa una, the law, ngayon, si Kristo. But the zeal was still there. The zeal for the conversion of others towards Christ. Tayo, mga Kristiyano, we could say that the first thing that is indeed important in our life is to have this personal experience for Christ. Because without this personal experience of Christ, we could never be true missionaries. As the Latin saying goes, nemo dat quod non habet. No? You cannot give what you do not have. If we want to be missionaries of Christ, then we must have Christ first in our life. Paul had that. He had that experience of Christ, and because of that experience, he shared it to others. Because of that experience, he had the zeal to convert others for Christ. Our gospel reading today has challenged us and asked us, who do you say that I am? Who is Christ for us? Who is Christ in our life? Because if we try to look at ourselves one way or another, we have different ideas of who God is. Others would say, ang Diyos sa langit, ako sa lupa. Bahala na siya doon, bahala ako dito. That sometimes our relationship with Him is just too far. Others would say that we look at God like a vending machine. We put in some coins, then we look for a product, choose a product, tapos yun na kukunin natin. Sometimes we have that relationship. We say, Lord, I pray to you. Lord, I give my prayers to you. But you must do this for me. Lord, I pray the rosary, pero kinahanglan, I'll win in the lotto. No? Lord, I pray the novena, pero you must do this also for me. Sometimes we give, but we ask God to do things for us. Or rather, we look at God like a policeman. No? For us, God is just like a policeman who does nothing, but rather, tanawon kung kailan tayo nagkamali o nagkasala. When we commit sin, He bring us to hell. That sometimes we are just scared of God. We look at Him watching us when we are going to be sinning. So that when we sin, He simply bring us to hell. We, my dear brothers and sisters, must go beyond this image of God. I remember an experience that I had with our fellow priest, Father Pals. He had this experience that while he was driving down on his car, he tried to beat the red light. When he beat the red light, doon sa kabila, nandun yung pulis. Hinara siya. And he was asked by the police, nakita mo ba, alam mo ba yung anong ibig sabihin na red light? Father Paul said, alam ko. Kibalo ka ba nga red light stop? Father Paul said, alam ko. Nakita mo ba na red light? Father Paul said, yes. Nakita ko red light, pero ikaw, sir, wag ka na makit eh. No? Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we say that we try to do things simply because we are afraid that God would punish us. Today, we must ask ourselves, who is God for us? Paul had that personal experience of Christ. Paul had that experience of love of Christ. And it was because of that experience that made him go out and share that to others. Every day of our life, God is never wanting in His love. Every day of our life,